Hello everyone, Humphrey here with Router Gods. We're coming to you with a pretty cool video about some accessories for your shuttle build. So in a previous video, I talked about building a home server, a badass home server. Shuttle is my kind of my go-to build because it gets you enough RAM. You can upgrade it to 64 gigs, powerful processor, a Skylake i7, and it's fairly portable, so you can carry it around to you when you travel to other countries or you want to take it to a LAN party or something like that. But there are a couple accessories that I consider mandatory that you should buy because they're just going to make that build a lot more powerful. So we'll talk about those accessories in about a minute. But before that, let me just show you how the shuttle looks like when it's all built. That way you can get the sense of the size, the complexity, and I may do an actual video about the actual build, but for now it's already built. So let me just show you. All right, so that's the Shuttle PC. You can see it's fairly small. I could easily carry this around. Now we'll talk about the strap. Actually, we might as well talk about it now. So this is a gear grip light strap, and the case is off of the shuttle. And then, but if I put the case on, I'll be able to put this strap around. These are two Velcro nylon straps, and then I can carry it onto a plane, put it in the overhead compartment, put it under the seat, and travel to other countries with the shuttle. Pretty inexpensive. I think this was like 30 bucks or something like that through Amazon. Now the shuttle itself, we've got the heat pipe system. The CPU's under this guy. The heat pipes conduct the heat away to this kind of like a radiator fan deal. And this fan is pretty noisy. So we'll talk about the accessory, the upgrade that we can do for that. Our memory is right here, and I've put in my 4 G.Skill 16 gig sticks in there, giving me 64 gigs of RAM. And then right here is our Samsung M.2. I've got a 256 gig, that's the 850 version of the Samsung SSD, so very, very fast. It's not as fast as the 950, which is just, I think it's almost 2 to 3 times faster than this guy right here, but really, I don't need that insane speed, and it did cost about twice as much for this version right here. So M.2 SSD, there's our RAM, CPU's under here. This is the heat pipe system that comes with the shuttle. So you can see it's actually a fairly easy build because motherboard's already in there, power supply's in there. This is the power supply that you get, and so all you need to do is buy a CPU, pop it in there, buy your RAM, and buy your drives. Okay, let's go back and talk about the accessories. Well, while I'm holding the webcam, we might as well do it this way. Here we've got our upgraded power supply. The reason you may need an upgraded power supply is because this shuttle right here, it comes with a power supply that's either 250 watts or 300 watts. Now that may seem like a lot, but what happens is if you want to put a graphics card here, depending on the type of graphics card, that card alone will take somewhere around 250 to 300 watts, especially if you're going for like a pretty big GeForce 970, 980, that type of stuff. So a larger power supply, something in the order of 500 watts, which is this guy right here. It's about 100, 120 bucks, depending on where you get it. I got this through Newegg, and it's a very easy swap out. You just swap out the power supply there, pop this guy in. So almost a mandatory upgrade for this guy. I think I've bought 3 or 4 shuttle computers, and every single one I always upgrade the power supply. So that's upgrade number 1. Now the fan on that heat pipe system is very, very loud when your shuttle is up and doing its thing at 100% CPU. So the Noctua 92 millimeter case fan is a very, very good replacement. Just simply swap it out, and I think I'll do a video on the swap out, and it's going to make the fan and the heat pipe system on the shuttle much more quiet than the stock. I consider this actually an essential upgrade because that shuttle, if you're close to it when it's at 100%, it gets pretty annoying. Second one is a drive tray for your SSDs, your 2.5 inch SSDs or your laptop drives. So the drive tray that comes with your shuttle is this guy right here. Right? And you can see that with this guy, your 5.25 drive goes here. So if you're old school, you've got a maybe a CD drive, dear God, or like a DVD drive or a Blu-ray or something like that. So that would go here. And then your 3.5 inch drives, which are your regular hard drives, would go here. So you get a spot for 2 of these. Now with this, if we take a look at a regular 2.5 inch drive, which is something like this, you can see it's too big. It's not going to work. Well, I guess it could work if you duct tape it, but that's not going to work. So what you can do is you can buy this tray. It's like 12 bucks, 13 bucks, something like that. You're going to use this instead, and it's going to hold those smaller drives. So very, very useful. This is going to hold, I believe this is going to hold 2 drives. And then the final thing is, it's kind of an optional thing, but if you want to add a lot of drives to that shuttle and a lot of small drives, what you can do is you can get this thing called the IC dock. IC dock, and this is this monster right here. Check this out. Look at that. I've already pulled one of these out. So this particular model has 6 bays. Okay, so what you do is they have trays. You unscrew the trays, and then you're going to put in either SSD or regular laptop drives. So in this particular model, there are 6 bays. They have a version for 4, and they also have a version for 8 bays. The 8 bay one's like 150 bucks. It's kind of expensive. This one wasn't too much. I think it was something like 85 bucks. Now the way this works is on the back, there's the SATA connections and the power connections as well. So there's no RAID or anything like this. The RAID's going to be either on the motherboard or through software. This is just a tray that fits in the CD-ROM portion of the shuttle. So if we use the old tray like this, it simply goes into here where the CD-ROM drive would go. So this is pretty cool. Now remember, on a shuttle, the motherboard only has 4 SATA bays or 4 SATA connectors. So really this 6 bay one is overkill for the shuttle because I can't use the other 2. But the reason I bought the 6 bay is I'm using my shuttle in Bangkok, Thailand to help edit some videos and run a lab. And so 4 is okay. When I come back from Thailand, I'm going to pop this out of the shuttle and move this to my desktop, which has more connectors on for SATA. So I'll be able to buy 2 more hard drives for that. Okay, so that's a pretty quick overview of some essential accessories or options that you can get for your shuttle. The IC dock is a very good thing if you plan on doing something like ESXi, Unraid, or something like that, which requires a lot of local storage. We've got our Noctua fan. We're going to replace the stock fan on the shuttle for something more quiet. We have a drive tray, pretty cheap stuff, 12 or 13 bucks. And then we have our updated power supply, 500 watts versus 250 or 300 watts. And I think the final thing we need to talk about is getting a USB stick, a USB 3 flash drive. This one is, let's see how big this one is. This is 16 gigs. And you're going to need to get this if you plan on doing any type of Windows install, Linux install, ESXi, Unraid, something like that, because you can do the install and also run all that software from the flash drive. That way you don't need to get a CD or DVD ROM drive. So these are essential. This one's pretty good. This is a Kingston. Try to get the longer ones like this. Don't get the really small SanDisk ones because I've gotten 3 of them and they get really, really hot. Within a couple minutes they get burning hot, and I've burned my fingers trying to grab them out of the USB slot. So get some of this where you have more space, more metal to kind of conduct the heat and radiate the heat away. All right, so that's it about the shuttle accessories. Stay tuned. We're going to have more videos about how to install these accessories along with Unraid and ESXi on the shuttle. Thanks for watching. My name's Humphrey Chung with Router Guides. I'll see you later.